Hey everyone, it's Thursday afternoon, 1:30 Central Time. So while we're waiting to see what the short-term wave count's going to do, it's gotten kind of ambivalent. So we thought we'd bring everybody up to date. Both ways that we're counting the longer-term chart. This is the Dow 390-minute chart, and we show intermediate wave 3 ended January 2018, and then 3 waves down, 3 waves up, another 3 waves down, and we labeled that as A or W back at the time. Then the market appeared to rally in an impulse right here, came down, and in this time frame right here, February, March of last year, 2019, we started posting the possibility of an expanding triangle as one alternative, and we watched the market come up here, and then down, and then up to this point right here, and then that possibility of the expanding triangle became even stronger. But all we got was this, and then we had a clear triangle pattern right here. So at this point, that triangle either had to be a Y wave or a B wave. And so we just, we labeled it like this as a fourth wave, a possible fourth wave correction. We watched the thrust out of the triangle right here take place during the Thanksgiving holidays. 5-wave impulse rally up to this point. So instead of counting it as a correction, we labeled it as the fourth wave right here with WX and a Y wave expanding triangle for wave Y. And we changed primarily, not really all because of the wave count right here, but just considering the fact that we had a global pandemic taking place, collapse in the oil market, we had historic moves in the market, 1,000-point down days, 2,000 points, and even for the first time ever, and even 3,000 points. So this was all perfect for a top at the super cycle degree. Whether it's super cycle 3 or super cycle 5, nobody really knows the answer to that. They speculate and write about it, but nobody really knows. So, but it's one or the other, in our opinion, either 3 or 5. And the decline that takes place will show which one it is at some point in time in the future. But one of the main reasons we changed our opinion, there was 2 reasons. One is at the top right here in the month of February, we created a huge outside monthly bar as a key reversal because it closed below the close of the previous month, but it also closed below the low of the previous month. That was a huge monthly key reversals, and those are long-term trend change signals. So that's a key reason that we changed our opinion from this being a fourth wave correction, and we started counting the decline, looking for a 5-wave pattern down. And in our opinion, we did get the 5 waves. You can count this as 3 waves if you want, also, but there's just too many subwaves within this move right here, so we've labeled it as 5. So that gave us our 1 wave off the high. Also, if you have the ability to look at your charts And if you can go back far enough, you go back to the low in October of 2011. That was the intermediate wave 2 low, starting the move up for intermediate wave 3 here. From that low of intermediate wave 2, we also got a monthly outside key reversal. And the results of that was an 8-year rally to this point right here, from 2011 to October 2011 to February 2020. We have an 8-year Fibonacci rally, and that was the result of that outside monthly key reversal bar. And that key reversal, monthly key reversal, was not near as big as the one that we just got at this top. So, just that was another reason we changed our opinion here. And we just wanted to point that out. So anyway, this is how wave 1 down and ABC that we're currently doing now. But this very well could turn into if it rallies much further, and we don't go down and break this low pretty soon, within the next few weeks or so at least, this could turn into an impulse, and we could be headed. That's why we've always had this 5, intermediate 5 with the question mark here, because it's potential that this all did create an expanding triangle or an expanding flat. And we're going to switch over here to another chart. So this chart is labeled with the and we haven't changed this we've just been adding to it all along. And this shows but this chart, instead of the top here, we show at the time that this was an A and a B wave running triangle, and five wave impulse up to this high here. And this move, actually wave B is 1.64 times A. Usually we don't look for a irregular B wave to go more than 1.618. I like to see just 38.2 sometimes, but up to 1.618. And it just went just a little further to the Fibonacci 1764. So that would be a good B wave, and it would be a B wave or the D wave of a triangle. And as we pointed out months ago, this move down would clarify whether this was the E wave of an expanding triangle, because it would have to be 3 waves. And if it wasn't 3 waves, it would turn into 5 waves. It could be the C wave of an expanding flat. Since we're counting this as 5 waves, we've made it the C of an expanding flat. That's how we've got it labeled as our alternate count now. So this being A down, 1.764 B up as an irregular, and then 5 down is wave C, and that's gives us the intermediate wave 4 at the low. An expanding triangle should have come down to this trend line right here, but it didn't. But if you look at go back, you look at the entire move from 2009 on a log scale chart, you'll see that this low right here stopped right on the lower channel line. And that's probably why the market failed to get down to this channel line right here, because of that. But now we want to point out several reasons, 3 or 4 reasons already, why we've changed our opinion to this being a 1 wave impulse and this being the top. And this is really was really pretty fascinating. But this move right here, this is the 5th wave, as we showed you over on the Dow chart. If this is the 5th wave, 5 waves up from the triangle for wave Y of the 4th wave correction, an impulse 5 waves, this move right here comes within about $1 of being exactly equal to the first wave from intermediate wave 1 from the 2009 low. And that's pretty remarkable that now, almost 11 years later, this move right here is the same length as wave 1. And that's what it's supposed to be. Wave 5 has a relationship to wave 1, and 11 years later, this move is just $1 short. I think it's $1. I haven't calculated it in a while, but it's something like that, of being the exact same length. So is that coincidental, or is that the fifth wave? And that's why there's a relationship there. And those relationships, as we pointed out for many, many years to traders, they don't happen for no reason at all. That, along with the outside monthly bar key reversal, is the two top reasons that we changed from the fourth wave correction scenario and made this our second alternate, and our primary count changed to this being 5 waves of 1 down of a massive reversal. So that's how we're looking at all this now, how we're counting this, and we just wanted to bring everybody on the blog. I think we go over all this back months ago as all this was happening. If you want to go to the blog, go back, look at some of the charts, and we'll update them again. We'll do a long-term chart in the next week or so after we see how all this is playing out. One thing here, just looking at this chart, everybody's counting this as 5 waves up, and this is an ABC 2-day. Not everybody, but the people that are counting this as a 5 waves up, and this is a 2-wave correction. Well, this 2-wave correction, you know, Elliott, if you have access to Elliott's original writings, as we did, going all the way back into the 80s when we first started studying it, reading both of his books and all of his footnotes, he reserved 61.8% for the 2-wave position. And because of psychology and many other reasons, but the 2-wave is supposed to make traders wonder if a low is really in place. And this move right here doesn't even come to the previous 4th wave. So it's really hard to get excited about counting this as a 2-wave, and this as being a 3rd wave of an impulse. It actually does work better as a B wave, but even as a B wave, that's a very small B wave, considering a lot of times B waves can go down and be irregulars, just like this move right here was. Now there's one other way to count this that makes even more sense in a way. If you count this as the top of 3, this move here, and this is an ABC 4th, this low right here is an exact 38.2% of this move right here. So it would fit a whole lot better if this was a 38.2% ABC 4th wave correction, and we're in the 5th wave now. I actually find that hard to believe, because wave 5, this move right here, even if it's a C wave, isn't done yet. Still has further to go. It turns out to be a 5th wave. This would just be wave 1 of 5. We'd do a 2-wave correction, and so eventually we'd be way higher before completing intermediate wave 5 for the final top. But for now, that's just some of the things that we're looking at. We want to see, really we're watching this, we want to see how this move right here on some of the short-term charts that we published on the blog, and we'll do updates, videos as we see how that is unfolding. And this channel right here, if the market ever goes up and breaks this channel line, that will pretty much lock in that it is a 3rd wave. 3rd wave up. This would be 1, 2, 3rd wave up, but for now that hadn't happened. We're still a long ways from it. We've still got calculations up in here for the C wave of this move to complete wave 2 and then to start down. So that's it for now. If you got any questions, leave us comments. If you can't go back and look at that 2000